Good morning, it's bright and early. Let's go have the perfect morning at Magic Kingdom. It's an hour before the park officially opens to all guests, but they've already let people in the park. I definitely recommend getting here bright and early if you can, because while not much will be open at this point, some of the shops on Main Street, you want to be ready to roll for those attractions. If you are not a resort guest, you'll be held at the individual lands and not able to enter until 9 a.m. or whatever park time is open. If you are a resort guest, you can enter for early theme park entry 30 minutes early, but only Tomorrowland and Fantasyland are part of early theme park entry. But it can be a great time to knock out Seven Dwarfs Mine Train if you don't want to pay for it, Peter Pan's Flight if you're not getting Genie Plus, some of the other smaller Fantasyland rides, Space Mountain. Those can be all good things to knock out during early theme park entry. And guess what? Today, I'm a resort guest, so we're going to see what I can do. Make sure you've got your Magic Band and your resort reservation ready. Sometimes they don't pull up on Magic Bands right away, so I like to recommend having your reservation confirmation or the My Disney Experience app where it shows your reservation open as well, just in case, to make it easier. As you can see, there's already a crowd of people headed to Tomorrowland. I'm going to wager that the crowd of people headed to Fantasyland is bigger, and we're going to be part of that crowd. I've been distracted by a duckling! Hello, sweet baby! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, you're so cute! As predicted, the line to get into Fantasyland is much longer. From what I can see, it's starting up kind of close to Cosmic Rays and Cheshire Cafe, so it's much longer and more crowded here than it is over in Tomorrowland. It's 8:20, so 10 minutes early, and they're letting people move up. I would wager most of these people are trying to get on Mine Train. Mine Train is what I call a fancy ride, so if you want to skip the line, you're going to have to pay an individual cost to do so. This is all part of the new Disney Genie system. We'll get into it a little bit more in a minute. But unlike Rise of the Resistance over at Hollywood Studios, it doesn't normally sell out right at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. is when resort guests are able to purchase fancy rides. Non-resort guests can purchase them at the time of park open. And usually at 7 a.m. it sells a good amount, but I just looked and I could still buy one for $12.30. So I'm going to see how many of these people go over to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. If it looks like it's going to be real long, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to do some other stuff in Fantasyland. I like that you have a little bit more flexibility with Mine Train as opposed to Rise. With Rise, you have to basically buy it the minute you can because it's most likely going to sell it for the whole day within a few minutes of 7 a.m. As predicted, the majority of the crowd is moving towards Mine Train. A few have broken away towards Tomorrowland, and a few brave souls have broken away towards Storybook Circus. Mine Train is opening with a 70-minute wait, which is very long. There's kind of two schools of thought during these early theme park entries. You can either knock out one banger attraction or a couple smaller attractions. So you can probably either knock out Seven Dwarfs Mine Train or Peter Pan's Flight or Space Mountain, unless you're like the very first person here. Or you can knock out several of those smaller attractions, like some of the Fantasyland rides, or maybe Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin, and then that's less you have to worry about later. Unfortunately, everything's going to have long lines later. So while you may still wait an hour for Mine Train now, if you don't do Genie Plus, you're probably going to still wait a decent amount of time for things like Winnie the Pooh, Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid, Buzz Lightyear, etc. So the name of the game today is relaxation. I've purchased Genie Plus and got one booked for later. But I'm going to go with just doing a couple small things. Additionally, I want to put myself in a position to continue with low waits in the lands that aren't open yet. And about 5 minutes after getting in line, my honey pots arrived. this point, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train has a 75-minute wait at 8:45 a.m. Peter Pan's Flight has a 45-minute wait, and Space Mountain is a 45-minute wait. So instead of doing one of the big ones like Peter Pan's Flight or Mine Train, I'm going to knock out some of these little smaller ones that I maybe don't want to worry about on Genie Plus later, but will get 45, 60-minute lines. So I'm going to go get on Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid. Less than 5 minutes before the park officially opens to all guests, and you can already see this very big crowd of people wanting to get into the left half of the park. I'm gonna see what the mansion situation is. I have a Jungle Cruise booked for 10:25 to 11:25 on Genie Plus. There was the morning show fireworks. So I'm gonna see if I can maybe do mansion and one other ride over here before I get on Jungle Cruise. Looks like lots of people are getting in the mansion queue, but a lot of people are continuing moving. They're probably trying to get on Splash, which I'm obviously not doing, or Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. So I think mansion's still a good move because we're right here, especially because the non-resort guests wouldn't have been able to physically get over here quite yet with where they would have been blocked off. Not to mention mansion loads really quickly, so I should be able to get on this one pretty fast. One thing you need to pack when coming to the Magic Kingdom any day, but especially in the mornings, are patient pans. It's chaos. People don't know how to form lines. People are trying to cut lines. People are trying to merge in with lines. There's a lot of running around. Bring those patient pans, friends. You're going to need them. Haunted Mansion has opened with a 35-minute wait. I don't think it's going to be that long since this one does tend to load pretty quickly, but we'll see. Even if it does, though, that's slower than it's going to be for most of the rest of the day. I actually love that we're in the extended queue, and it's been moving pretty quick. It's definitely not going to be 35 minutes. I've done a whole video on Haunted Mansion and all the backstory and lore and details, but there are so many good Easter eggs and so many good details in this queue for all the Imagineers that built this. And I just love it. For example, that one-eyed cat was an idea from Imagineer Rolly Crump. He wanted him to be the host of the mansion, but people thought it was too weird. Also, this is for Master Gracie. That's a nod to Imagineer Yale Gracie, who is the master of special effects. And a lot of the effects on the Haunted Mansion are super simple, but super clever, and Master Yale Gracie figured them out. So they decided to name the mansion after him and call him Master Gracie and say that it was his mansion. And the portrait of the man that goes from alive to dead before you enter the stretch room is also referred to commonly as Master Gracie. It's been maybe 15 minutes and I'm ready to go into the stretch room. Less than that, 12. As a pro tip, if you stand under the ballerina portrait, that's the side that always opens. Big Thunder has a 35-minute wait. Jungle already has a 75-minute wait. Peter Pan, a 70-minute wait. Pirates only 5 minutes. I think we should go right Pirates. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, 80 minutes. Space Mountain. Could you be quiet? Oh my gosh. Anyway, Space Mountain, 50-minute wait. And Splash already has a 55-minute wait. So we're gonna go do Pirates of the Caribbean. It didn't open on time, so it must have just reopened. And usually if you can catch a ride right when it first reopens, you can get a short line, which is why it's at 5 minutes right now. So I'm cutting through this Adventureland breezeway that takes you between Frontierland and Adventureland to go get in the Pirates line quick before it gets too long. Ooh, baby, look at this line for Jungle. I am glad we have a Genie Lightning Lane book for that in a little bit. It's up to 10 minutes, but I think we can handle that. One thing I would like to point out is that I normally tell you to be wary of attractions after they've reopened because they're going to prioritize all the lightning lanes over standby. However, considering it's only 9:30, there's not that many lightning lanes that didn't get their chance to ride yet. So that rule shouldn't apply here, and hopefully we'll get on pretty quick. Pirates of the Caribbean, check. I just love that ride so much, and I'm glad I could jump on it without a long wait because it's already up to 45 minutes. So we did a good job there. I'm headed now to get a cup of coffee, a cup of joe, as you might call it, because I have a lightning lane booked for Jungle Cruise in about 30 minutes. So I don't want to go too far, but I desperately need coffee, and nothing has that short of a wait that I'm close to. But we've done real well. The park's not even been officially open for a whole hour, and we've already done 4 attractions, so we're doing great. This is why I say rope dropping is so crucial, both as a resort guest and a not resort guest. Remember, I rode Mansion and Pirates as a non-resort guest, and the other 2 I rode as a resort guest. But the early morning time, you can jump on a couple of attractions without too long of a line, and then that's a few less you have to worry about for Genie Plus. Here at Westward Ho in Frontierland, they sell Joffrey's cold brew. Unfortunately, they don't do mobile order, or I do that, but the line's not too terribly long, and it's especially going to be faster than going all the way to Main Street to the bakery or to one of the Fantasyland spots that sells cold brew. Westward Ho does Joffrey's. They do a 50th Bear Claw. They've got a basic breakfast sandwich and donuts, so a good place to grab a quick breakfast. I got my coffee, and normally I like to drink it on this little bridge, but literally the Big Thunder line goes down about halfway through this bridge. So I will not be going there. I'm going to go over towards Jungle, because that's what I can ride in about 15 minutes at this point. See if I can find a little nook to have some coffee time. Here's a great little spot to sit. Since neither Pecos or Golden Oak are open, these tables are available, so have your coffee, have your breakfast. Quincy and I had both the donut holes and that croissant in our Eat Everything Fantasyland video. It's the same. They're both fine, but nothing special. I'm going to get a little something better to eat in a bit, but let's just have a coffee moment. We've been up early. Leisure time over, back to rides. Headed to Jungle Cruise, which I have a lightning lane for. Let's do a very quick Genie 101 recap, but this video is not about Genie. It's about just having a good day, and I think a good day at the Magic Kingdom is a mix of Genie Plus, lightning lanes, and standby, as you're seeing. Genie Plus replaced Fast Pass Plus about 6 months ago at this point. There's a few different varieties of Genie. There's Disney Genie, which is free, customizable itineraries, tip board. That's available in the app for anyone. There's Genie Plus, which is $15 per person per day. It allows you access to the Lightning Lane, which is the priority lane at over 40 attractions across all 4 parks. You can use it once per ride. And then there are fancy rides, as I call them, which are an individual cost to access the Lightning Lane. They're not included in Genie Plus. At this park, the fancy ride is Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, which I already mentioned. You don't have to buy Genie Plus to buy fancy rides and vice versa. All guests can start booking Genie Plus Lightning Lanes at 7 a.m. Resort guests can also start booking their fancy rides at 7 a.m. Non-resort guests can start booking their fancy rides at the time that park opens. There's a lot more nuance to Genie Plus. It's a pretty complicated system, but I have recently done a Genie Plus challenge where I did a bunch, spoiler alert, every single Lightning Lane in this park in one day. So you can go check out that video for some more tips and tricks on how to use Genie Plus, or go check out my perfect day video where I spent a whole day here and did a nice variety of Genie Plus and standby. I recommend in this park right at 7 a.m. Make sure you're ready to go, and I recommend booking Jungle Cruise if you'd like to ride that. It's got a 65-minute wait right now, and it's about 10:30, and the Lightning Lane next available is 7:45 p.m. Lightning Lane is down here at the front of the ride. A lot of people are confused looking for it, but this one gets a really, really long line. So if you want to ride it, rope drop it, because it does not open with early theme park entry, or get a Lightning Lane for it are my best tips. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. And now that I've tapped in, I can go ahead and book another one. You can always be holding one. So let's go ahead and grab something else. Let's see what's available. Big Thunder, 2:30 p.m. We've already done Jungle. 12:20 over at Peter Pan. That's not too bad, actually. We've already done Pirates. Space is at 3 o'clock. What else would I like to do on this lovely morning? Oh, Mansion and Small World are closed. Winnie the Pooh's already got 45-minute wait. Glad we did that. Splash an 80-minute wait. Under the Sea, 30-minute wait. Glad we did a lot of this stuff already.
My name is Skipper Jackie, aka Khaki Jackie, and I'm going to be your lion tamer, your snake charmer, your dance instructor, your marriage counselor, and if you guys don't laugh at my jokes, your swim instructor. And we don't want to end up like that boat over there, so I'm going to scare off these hippos the one way I know how. We've been trying to reach you regarding your car's extended warranty! Alright, I think that worked. But anyway, you guys get to see the eighth wonder of the world, a backbend of water! And you know what they say, safari's so goody. So we have made it into this, wow, this is really beautiful. There's a ton of amazing jungle plants out here, and I'd like to take this time to point out a few of my favorites. Now folks, if you enjoyed this cruise today, my name is Skipper Jackie, aka Khaki Jackie. If you did not enjoy this cruise today, then my name is Elsa, and you've got to let it go.
What a lovely jungle cruise. I'm hungry now, so I'm going to go have an early lunch brunch situation. Went ahead and mobile ordered my snack. My pickup window's in about 15 minutes, but I happen to know the Mickey Cavalcade, weather pending, hopefully, is going to step off in just a few minutes, so I'm going to go watch that. And then slowly work my way to get my brunch. Additionally, I fiddle-faddled for about 30 seconds and was able to book Big Thunder Mountain Railroad in about an hour. Fiddle-faddling is a term I use with Genie Plus when you're looking at the tip board. If you pull down, it will refresh the next available times because it's a next available system when you're talking about Genie Plus, not fancy rides. But if you pull down and refresh, new times will pop up, and if you do it enough times, you can usually get an earlier time to pop up. So I always recommend, if you're not loving what you see, give yourself a few moments to fiddle-faddle and see if you can get a better time. Now in the Genie Plus challenges, I literally have sat and fiddle-faddled for like an hour before to get something. That's ridiculous. Don't do that. I'm never telling you to do that. But if you do it for 30 seconds and Big Thunder Mountain Railroad moves from 2:30 to 11:45, that's what we're talking about, baby. Along this way in Frontierland's a great spot to watch cavalcades and parades. You could have even grabbed a Dole Whip at Aloha Isle and brought it over here and sat like some of these folks that are enjoying a treat in a cavalcade. I love entertainment. This is a great spot to watch the parade as well. It's usually less crowded than Main Street. And here comes the gang.
What a great day! It's great to see you. This is so much fun.
There's magic everywhere!
Yeah, Chip.
It's time to celebrate!
I just love the cavalcades, and I love that even though the parade is back, even though meet and greets are back to normal and in progress of all coming back to normal, I love that the cavalcade still exists. My favorite cavalcade is the Disney Adventure Friends cavalcade. That one only happens in the evenings though, but that one has almost 30 characters, including Miguel and the Incredibles and characters from Zootopia. It's really great. This series we're gonna do in the evenings at all four parks, the mornings of all four parks. We can do the afternoons as well, but these are kind of a way to give you just chunks of a day as opposed to a whole perfect day. Especially made if you're park hopping. So you could take the morning video from this one and then the evening video from Epcot when I do that and shove them together and just help you kind of navigate just certain moments, certain chunks of the day at each park. So hopefully that sounds good. If it does, we'll make them all. I still have about 5 minutes before my window to pick up my mobile order opens over at Sleepy Hollow. Spoiler alert, that's where we're going. So I'm gonna pop into one of my favorite shops in the park. That's the Ye Old Christmas Shoppy. It's the Christmas shop that is merry 365 days a year. First of all, it smells amazing in here. And I wonder what it is. It smells like Christmas joy. I'm loving this like Winter Friends collection. This isn't new, but look how cute these little plates are. There's a Tinkerbell, Mickey and Minnie ice skating. Not ice skating. It looks like they're ice skating, but they have regular shoes on. Interesting. Bambi and Thumper, and then Chip and Dale. And then there's like this little cup with winter creatures on it. This line is so cute. Is this a candle? Is this what this place smells like? No. That's winter raspberry scented. That is not what it smells like in here. These ornaments they started doing are amazing as well. So they're iconic Disney buildings on the front, and then when you flip them over, they're like little dioramas. So here's the Haunted Mansion, obviously, and it's got the little attic bride, and it's got the wedding signs and portraits and things, as well as Master Gracie by the fire and some of the portraits and the iconic chair. And they have this for a lot of different buildings and restaurants, and they have a Hoop-Dee-Doo one, they have a Viennapoli one, they've got a Main Street cinema and fire station. These are so cute, and I think such a cool ornament idea. Look, here's the Main Street cinema one. It says they're playing Steamboat Willie, and then if you flip it over, they really are playing Steamboat Willie. And I just play them year-round. I don't think you have to display Christmas ornaments only at Christmas time. Display them however and whenever you want. My arrival window has officially opened, so I clicked I'm here, prepare my order. Pro tip, you can actually click it 5 minutes early. So you can eat 5 minutes sooner. Now I'm just waiting for my mobile order. And look how long that line is. This is why you got a mobile order, friends. I recommend mobile ordering as soon as you know where you'd like to eat, because peak lunchtime on busy days, it'll fill up and you might not be able to get a window for like an hour or so. And there's nothing worse than being like, I'm hungry right now, opening the app and seeing that there's not a window available for an hour. Because if you're like me, you'll get hangry, and no one wants that. I brought my waffle to a special place. Boom. We're having a Hubgrass moment. You gotta have a Hubgrass moment when you're having a nice day at Magic Kingdom. It's not as comfortable as you want it to be, but it's iconic. Get a coffee, get a snack, get lunch, get Casey's, get whatever, and come sit out by the Hubgrass. If the cavalcades or the parade go by, you can see it. The parade's not gonna give you the best view, but at least you can be a part of it. And I just love vibing here on the Hubgrass. So this is the sweet and spicy chicken and waffle sandwich. It's breaded chicken in a hot honey sauce, and then there's a broccoli slaw that's with it. Comes with a side of chips. I'm so excited, I haven't had this in forever, but it's a really good underrated. Could be a snack if you split it, could be lunch if not. My default snack in this park, or lunch in this park, tends to be spring rolls, but this one is so good too. It's actually got a decent amount of heat from that hot honey. The chicken is lightly breaded and perfectly cooked, nice white meat chicken. Love that little bit of crunch from the slaw and balanced perfectly with the sweet waffle. An underrated snack for sure. A fabulous choice for a light lunch or a snack, and eating it on the hub grass. One of the best things you can do. Eating anything on the hub grass. Delicious waffle consumed, and it's almost time for my Big Thunder Mountain Railroad lightning lane, so I'm headed over that way. One thing you do want to keep in mind when you're in the Magic Kingdom is what time the parade is and where you are, because you could get trapped by the parade. Recently the parade has been every day at noon and then again at 3. That could change, so always check the app. But you want to make sure you're wherever you want to be. I don't know if the parade's going to happen today because it is starting to fits. But they're starting it. There's the Grand Marshal. So I'm going to get myself across the street so I can get to Thunder without getting stopped by the parade. A lot of people, when anything changes in Walt Disney World, like to say that Walt Disney would be rolling in his grave. I don't know about that when it comes to things like Genie Plus, but what I do know is Walt is actually rolling in his grave because these Adventureland cast members are in Liberty Square. And the reason I make that joke is that there's a famous story of Walt Disney in Disneyland, and he was walking through Tomorrowland and he saw a cast member in a cowboy costume, and he stopped the cast member and he's like, "What are you doing here? You're supposed to be in Frontierland. You're completely ruining the Tomorrowland vibes." And the cast member was like, "This is the only way to get from where I park my car to where I work is to walk through Tomorrowland." And Walt thought about that, and he realized that having cast members in costumes in lands that they didn't belong in threw off the immersive theming, which is one of the main reasons that here at Walt Disney World there is a utilidor underneath the Magic Kingdom. It's not a tunnel because that would flood. It's literally a building under the Magic Kingdom, and then the Magic Kingdom is built on top of it. But part of the reason that's there is so that cast members can move without interacting with guests and then just pop up wherever they need to. And so no offense truly to those cast members. They were sent as part of the parade control team. They'll send people from different lands sometimes to help. So they were sent as part of their job. But I'm just saying, if there's one thing Walt's upset about, it's that. Let's do a little 11:45 wait time Genie Plus update. All right, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, 55-minute wait, 4:35 Genie Plus. 60-minute wait at Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, 2 p.m. Genie Plus. 80 minutes at Peter Pan's Flight, 7:15. 70 at Space, 5:55. Even 45 minutes at the Barnstormer. That's how busy it is. Let's see. Dumbo's 40 minutes. That's busy. Only 35 at Haunted Mansion. That's cool. But 2:55 Genie Plus. 35 at Small World. 100 at Jungle Cruise. 9:15 Genie Plus. 45 at Winnie the Pooh. 65 at Pirates. 2:55 Genie Plus. 40 minutes at most of the character meet and greets, 120 minutes at Mine Train, 65 at Splash at the 5:15 Genie Plus. So it's continues to forever be busy.
Yeah, I don't know why. You're gonna go.
All right, tapped in here at Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. I do love this attraction. We're getting pretty close to it not being the morning anymore, but we'll keep going a little bit. We've had a really lovely morning so far at the Magic Kingdom. every time, especially when I'm in the back. I don't request to be in the back very much because I don't want to take it away from someone that doesn't get to ride it often, but I was in one of the back cars, and when you get a curb and you fly across the seat, nothing better. Also, I did a little bit of fiddle-faddling after tapping in at the second touch point. Maybe 90 seconds of fiddle-faddling, and a Peter Pan's Flight for Right Now popped up. So that sounds like the perfect way to end our morning. There's a lot of great filler stuff in this park, and of course when I say filler, I don't mean anything against that attraction. I just mean things that don't have long waits. Enchanted Tiki Room, Carousel of Progress, People Mover, Country Bear Jamboree, Hall of Presidents, Mickey's Philhar Magic, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. Do those things in between your bigger rides that you're using Genie Plus for, and you can really have a nice day. But you gotta just know the art of the fiddle faddle. Peter Pan's Flight has an 80-minute wait right now, and it is a brutal long 80 minutes. I've waited in it before. It is not a fun queue to be stuck in for that long. So, oh Nana, poor Nana, poor father. If you are purchasing Genie Plus, I highly recommend using it on Peter Pan's Flight. I would typically say make it one of your top priorities. Otherwise, like I said, you could have knocked that one out and maybe nothing else during early theme park entry. If you're a deluxe resort guest and you're staying for extended hours, that's a great time to ride some of the Fantasyland rides as well as after the fireworks.
Come on, everybody, here we go!
It's a little afternoon. We've had such a good morning. We rode several attractions, including some really heavy hitters in the morning, using a combination of early theme park entry, standby, and Genie Plus, which is, I think, the best way to do this park. We also got to enjoy a delicious snack, had some coffee, saw Mickey Mouse. Seems like a perfect morning to me. Now, it's important to know the last thing you do before you wrap up your perfect morning to go park hop to another park, to maybe go take your relaxation break at a restaurant or back to your resort, is if you're using Genie Plus, to make sure to book another one. Even if it's far out, even if it's at another park, don't walk out of Magic Kingdom not having booked your next Genie Plus. So if you are hopping to Studios right now, see what's happening over at Studios, book something. Same thing, Epcot. Wherever you're going next, make sure you have a Genie Plus locked in. If you're coming back to Magic Kingdom later for fireworks, make sure you book one. And now the 120-minute rule doesn't really matter because you're going to use that 120 minutes to go luxuriate, to go have lunch, to go do something else. So make sure you book one at your next destination if you're leaving Magic Kingdom. If you're not leaving Magic Kingdom, just keep doing what we've been doing. Mixing in lightning lanes with standby, get delicious snacks. I've got a snack guide of the best things to eat at Magic Kingdom we can link for you. Thanks for spending the morning with me, friends. We're going to do this at the other parks, so look forward to that. In the meantime, I'm Molly. It's been magical. Now go watch Perfect Day at Magic Kingdom. Bye!